Hi, this is Mato. In this video I will show you a game between George Mellad and a known player. Well, we call him a known player. Who is George Mellad? George Mellad is a medical student from Cairo, Egypt, and his hobby is playing chess. His rating was 1600 before the lesson, but it must be much higher now. Is George my private student? Well, George told me that as a student he can afford at this stage only one session. He actually wanted to know how he can be his own chess coach, and I gladly help him with that. For those that don't know, I teach chess by Skype in USA, Canada, Europe, Middle East, and in a country far, far away called Australia. George was my first student from Africa. At this stage, I have no students in South America and Antarctica, but it may change after this lesson. Let's have a look at the game. A known player started with e4. George Mellad played e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, Italian opening, knight to f6, two knights defense, white to move, d3 is very popular move in this position. Another popular move is knight to g5. How about knight to c3? Is this a good move too? Black to move. What would you do? h6, d6, bishop to e7, bishop to c5. George Mellad played knight takes on e4, temporarily sacrificing his knight. Knight takes knight, and now d5, forking two pieces. Bishop takes on d5. Beta is bishop to d3, then d takes on e4, bishop takes on e4, bishop to d6, both players would castle, and then black can play bishop to e6 and f5. It's a good game. In the game we have bishop takes on d5, queen takes bishop, attacking the knight, d3, defending the knight, bishop to g4, h3, bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop. George Mellad castled queenside, and a known player castled kingside. Knight to d4, attacking the queen and the pawn on c2. 10 moves have been played, and black is standing better. Queen to d1, f5 attacking the knight, knight to c3 attacking the queen, queen to e6, well, more precise is queen to c6, never mind, queen to e6, f4, bishop to c5, threatening some kind of discovered check, winning material, maybe. King to h1, black to move. What would you do? George played the best move, e4. Note that black rook is lined up with white queen. A known player responded well with rook to e1, pinning the pawn on e4, queen to c6, a3, black to move. What would you do in this position if you had black pieces? I guess rook from h to e8 comes to mind. Maybe knight to e6. What else? I find George's move quite fascinating. He played knight to f3. What a move! See what happens when people watch lots of Tal's games and Alehin's games, huh? Why to move? A known player decided to capture the knight and to see if George knows what he is doing. So we have pawn takes knight, pawn takes pawn, threatening f2. Check, winning the rook. King to h2. Black to move. What now? You know, everybody can sacrifice a piece. But not everybody knows how to do follow-up. My cat can sacrifice a piece too, but she has no idea how to follow up. After the sacrifice, she offers a draw. If you don't accept the draw, she said meow, which in cat's language means I resign. George knew how to continue. He played g5, white to move, rook to f1, intending to win the pawn. Instead of going for material, developing move was a better one, bishop to e3. We have rook to f1, g4, defending the pawn, h4, hoping that if the file is closed, white king will be safer. But now g3, check. King to h3. What happens if king takes on g3? How would you continue now? Then queen to g6, check. King to h2, queen to g2, checkmate. So we have king to h3, g2 attacking the rook, rook to g1, queen to g6, king to h2, queen to g4, threatening queen takes pawn, checkmate. Queen to e1, defending the pawn, bishop takes rook, king takes bishop, rook from h to e8, attacking the queen, bishop to e3. Black to move. How would you continue now? George used a deflection tactic. Rook takes bishop, deflecting the queen from protecting the pawn on h4. Queen takes rook. Queen takes on h4. Queen to e1. f2, check. Queen takes pawn. Black to move and to checkmate in 1. Queen to h1, checkmate. Well done, George. What do you think of this game? Please don't upset young George with your comments. Remember, he is a medical student, and one day he may operate your heart. You never know. And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess. And bye for now.